President Donald Trump will host a Board of Peace meeting in Washington later today. The inaugural meet will include representatives from more than 24 countries, and the central focus will be on rebuilding war-damaged Gaza and also creating an international stabilization force in the region. Before the meeting, Trump announced that members of the board are expected to pledge about $5 billion for reconstruction. Speaking to reporters, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that member states had committed to provide thousands of personnel for an international stabilization force in Gaza.
President Trump will host a Board of Peace meeting at the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace, where he will announce that member states have pledged more than $5 billion towards the Gaza humanitarian and reconstruction efforts, and have also committed thousands of personnel to the International Stabilization Force and local police to maintain security and peace for Gazans.
On the eve of the meet on Gaza in Washington, United Nations Security Council also held a high-level meet on the Gaza ceasefire deal and also Israel's efforts to expand control in the occupied West Bank. The high-level UN session in New York was convened on the eve of the meet called by Trump to discuss the future of the Palestinian territories, originally set for Thursday but was moved up after Trump announced the Board of Peace gathering for the same day. In addition to the UK, the foreign ministers of Israel, Jordan, Egypt, Indonesia attended the monthly meet of the 15-member council.
Hamas has continued to attack Israeli forces, and over 600 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks since the ceasefire began. And this is deeply disturbing and undermines phase one of President Trump's peace plan. Gaza must not get stuck in a no man's land between peace and war.
US Ambassador to the UN, Mike Waltz, criticized countries that have not yet signed on the Board of Peace, while saying that unlike the Security Council, the board is walking the talk.
Colleagues, the board is not talking, it's doing. And look, we are hearing the chattering class criticizing the structure of the board, that it's unconventional, that it's unprecedented. Again, the old ways were not working. We had choices of Hamas continuing to control Gaza, an occupation of Gaza, or a new way.
Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar also questioned the UN's relevance, saying that the global organization has become a center for anti-Semitism.
Why has it been infested by an anti-Israeli obsession? Why, as US Ambassador Waltz recently said, has the UN become a cesspool for anti-Semitism? How can it be that the UN is represented by such extreme anti-Semitic and delusional characters like UN Rapporteur Albanese?
More than 20 countries have accepted an invitation to join the board. However, close US allies such as France and Germany have opted not to join yet. They have instead reaffirmed their support for the United Nations, which is currently undergoing major reforms and facing funding cuts as well.